Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Priya's English World. Friends, today in this video we are going to start our reading challenge. So are you ready? With this full energy, shall we start our reading challenge? Yes, of course. Today is day 1. In this video we are going to see about the first chapter of this book. The book name is called The Beauty of Purpose in Life. If you haven't know about this reading challenge means, please watch my previous video. In that previous video, I have mentioned about this challenge. Okay friends, before begin our reading challenge, I would like to share something with you. How this challenge is going to be about. Hereafter, these videos are going to about in the part of 3 division. The first part is the life history of little girl. Who is little girl? And I will tell about everything in later. And second one is we are going to learn about the little girl's wisdom, the pearls of little girl wisdom. And the third one is I am going to give a task for you. Each and every end of the video, I am going to give a task for you. If you really complete a task, each and every task for 25 days means you can form that habit of reading books once you start to complete the task which I am going to give you each and every end of the video. Okay friends, without wasting your precious time, let's start our reading challenge. Okay, the topic of the first chapter is the little girl arrived on planet. Who is little girl? Let me tell you later. Okay, shall we see that? In southern part of India, which means in India map, in southern part of India, there was a small state which was surrounded by cool waters and nature paradise, long mountains, trees, fully filled with nature. And in that state, there was a small town. In that small town, a baby girl was born. And that girl name is called Little Girl. The baby girl was born. She looks so cute, plump and little angel. She looks like a little angel. She was the first child of her parents and first grandchild of her maternal grandparents. And her mother was a school teacher and her father was an agriculture officer. And let me call her a little girl. Yes friends, this is the little girl story. Let's call her the little girl. Yes friends, this story is about the little girl story, which is an inspiring tale of a remarkable journey in life. I hope that you have found who is little girl. Yes, of course, little girl is the author of this book, which means the Shala Parveen. So Shala Parveen named herself in a childhood as little girl because this book was written by her. So she named herself as a little girl. So it is a childhood part. After the little girl was born, the most of the little girl's days was spent with her grandparents' home. Yes, of course. And her grandmother was a school mistress and her grandfather was a quite popular person who was a manager of a company. When the little girl was 1 year old, her father went to overseas in search of greenery pasture. In that same time, her mother joined back to the school because her mother was a school teacher. So, in that same time, her mother joined back to the school after the maternity leave. So, in that daytime, her mother and her grandmother returned back to home after their work, after their school. In that time, little girl was taken under the control of a distant relative. So, the distant relative acted as a babysitter for little girl. Our little girl was lovable, soft and nature quietly play whatever she had in her life. She always lost in her imaginary world as well. When she was 2.5 years old, she was blessed with a little sister with pink cheeks and beautiful smile. And little girl never see this kind of beautiful person. So her sister was a beautiful person, beautiful baby which she knew of. After sister was born, little girl used to sleep with their grandparents. So her grandmother used to regale a beautiful story with unique morals. Little girl loved to listening that kind of stories from her grandmother. After she would tightly hug her grandmother and sleep. Time ticked by. Little girl turned into 4 and it was time of a nursery school. So she was started to go to the school. She found difficult to learn whatever the things which was taught in that school. and she lived in her own imaginary world, and she talked to her own imaginary friend. And little girl don't have any friends in her real life. And one day when she was trying to draw something, her grandfather noticed that, and she taught her how to draw a simple face in a easy manner. And for a while, after some time, she drew a beautiful picture, and her grandfather saw that picture and he appreciated her, and her grandfather remarked that her picture was so beautiful. And studies continued to be difficult for little girl. So her mother started to taught the alphabets of letters. But little girl found it was very difficult to learn. Meanwhile, her little sister learned everything clearly. Little girl felt envious too about her sister. Because at the tender age, because her sister was only 2 years old, but she able to learn everything what was taught by her mother. So she felt slight envious about her sister. And little girl didn't have any friends, and she didn't remember none of them. So she didn't like anything, anyone except her imaginary friend in the imaginary world. But among that family, she liked one person who was her uncle, which means her mother's younger brother, who was in Dubai, working in a Dubai. Yearly once he have a visited to little girl's home, because her uncle visit once in a year, and he have bought lot of toys and chocolate and shower upon her. And when she was 4 years old, her mother was bought a beautiful white frock for little girl. She liked the frock very much, but she didn't wear in that time. So she waited for a 8th day, because that was a special day for her. So she waited for the 8th day to be worn that dress in that day. But suddenly, one of her cousins saw her frock and started to cry for that frock. Little girl didn't like to give the frock to her, but what could she do? Because her little cousin was started to crying for that frock. So little girl just gave the frock to that cousin. And the 8th day was came, and little girl was sitting corner of the house with her tears and very sad face. She just watched her cousin wearing that beautiful white frock, which she liked the frock very much. It was the so painful moment for little girl, because her frock was worn by her cousin. Little girl was forgiving in nature, but she never forgot the little things, bitter memories which hurted her or made her happy in her life. Okay friends, that's it all about the first part of the video. Now we are going to see about the second part. And in the second part, we are going to see about the pearls of little girl wisdom. What is meant by the pearls of little girl wisdom? Yeah, let me tell you what we have learned from the first part of the video, the little girl's childhood stories and memories like that. So whatever she have learned from that particular time in her childhood, she have gave some more wisdom. The topic is the importance of childhood. The first 5 years of child's life are fundamentally important. Yes friends, it really needed. They are the foundation year that shapes the child's future, health, happiness, growth, development, learning achievement as well. Recent research confirms that 5 years are particularly important for the development of child's brain. So, the first 3 years are most critical in shaping the child's brain architecture. So, it's so important for the child's first 5 years. Yearly experiences provide the base for the brain's organizational development and functioning throughout life. They have a direct impact on how children develop learning skill as well as social and emotional ability too. Okay friends, that's it all about the pearls of little girl wisdom, especially about the topic of the importance of childhood. So now we are in the end of a video. So third part of a video. So the third part, I am going to give a task for you. You each and everyone need to complete the task to see the visible result. To see the visible result after 25 days of challenge. Okay, what is the task? Okay, I am going to give a question for you. What is your most beautiful memories from your childhood? This was your task. This was a question for you. You have to answer or write something about your most beautiful memories of your childhood and record your voice message and send it in our reading group. I will check it friends. And one more thing I would like to share with you is, if you participate in this 25 days challenge, you are not only going to improve your reading habit or form a reading habit, as well as you are going to improve your fluency as well, because you are indirectly taking part and learning something. You are going to cover the 4 aspects of learning a language: listening, speaking, reading and writing. Because the first steps, you are listening because you are watching my video, and the second steps, you are going to read because I am going to share that exact copy of the first chapter in our reading telegram group. And third one, you are going to write down our task answer, because I have gave a task for you. What is your most beautiful memories from your childhood? You are going to start writing. After finishing your writing, you are going to record your voice message, send it in our group as well. So these are the 4 aspects of learning a language. You are going to indirectly learn it. So that's it all about this video, friends. I will come up with another interesting chapter of this book challenge. Till then, take care and stay connected. Bye.